What's happening, guys? Here's our first video of the year, Lesson 1.1 quiz review. Let's hop right into it. So give another name for line S. One of the big things we want to know about naming lines is that you can only name them in a couple of different ways. So the first one, they actually already gave it to you, where you have the word line and then the lowercase letter, but you're also allowed to have two other ones. You could also instead say line and then two different letters. So let's go ahead and look at the letters. We have S right here. S is this entire line here. And there are two letters attached to it. So we can write line BD, or we can write line DB. However, the preferred method of doing it, the way I would like to see it instead, is to do BD with some arrows on top, or a DB with some arrows on top. And all of those are acceptable. So you just got to pick one and move on with your life. And that's it. So let's do the next one. Name the intersections of lines R and S. You know what? Actually, let me see if I can do a little bit of zooming in. Actually, might be better for this video. Yeah, nice and big there. All right. So name the intersections of lines R and S. So we just want to see where these two guys intersect with each other. So we're running back and forth, the left and the right, the R and the S. Where is that? Well, they intersect right here in the center at point B. We do not necessarily need to write the whole word out, point B. You can just go ahead and circle it. But if it makes you happy, write that word point. And that's pretty much it. Let's move on to three collinear points. This one right here was one of our vocabulary words. The word collinear just means together on the same line. So the 3 points that are all together on the same line are boom, boom, boom. It's these three right here. So those three right there are points A, B, and C. So you can just write the word points and then A, comma B, comma C. Or you could just go ahead and only circle and only write down just the three letters. You don't necessarily need the word points. After that, when you're naming a plane, the only two ways to name a plane are going to be the three here or three non-collinear points that are on the plane. So this one actually has a few acceptable answers because we have these three that are collinear, but you use only not those three. So you can say A, B, D, or ACD, or BCD, or any of the order of those ones would be all right as well. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and say plane. And again, any of those orderings, we're going to say A, B, D. And you actually do need that entire word there this time. You actually need the whole thing. You can't just skip the word plane there like you could with the word points up above. You gotta actually write the whole thing. By the way, you could have also used some version of plane, maybe B, D, C. But a little note, you want to like make sure you're getting this right. Note, cannot use A, B, C since they are collinear. And you can only name planes with non-collinear points. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this focus is right. I apologize for the beep. There it is. I think the focus is better now. Anyways, name a point coplanar to point K. Maybe I actually had to zoom out for this one because it'd be a little bit further away. So let's do that. We're going to zoom out. All right, name a point coplanar to point K. So to be coplanar just means on the same plane. In pictures like this, every single thing, this is supposed to be a three-dimensional object here, and this is our piece of paper. So these two are supposed to be not on the plane. So just a little note, I'm gonna like point to these ones. These are not on the plane. In fact, the way that it's written there, the way it's drawn, is this one, and because of the dotted line, means like below. So this one is supposed to be below, and this one is above. So this one's like coming out of the page over here, and this one is below the page over here. So you're going to name a point coplanar to it. There are only two correct answers. You can either say the letter M or the letter N. You cannot use the letter R. Letter R is a plane. It's that cursive curly letter, which is only for the planes. So we want to point coplanar. We would just say point M, and then you just circle it. And again, you could only go ahead and name it that way. The only other correctable answer would have been or the letter N. That would have been the other one that was okay. And then you could say not the big curly R, naming planes only. If you're writing little extra bonuses. Anyways, number 6, name the intersection of plane R and JL. So plane R, there's that fancy R we were supposed to see. Really, whoever wrote this one, wasn't me. This one really should have been a fancy curly letter, but maybe it's tough to do in, Microsoft Word or whatever. I actually don't know. Maybe there it is. Maybe it was me. Who knows? All right, JL goes back and forth. So where does plane R, this piece of paper, run into this line that goes both below and above? Well, it runs into it at point K. There it is. Then number 7, name 3 non-collinear points. So again, any 3 points that are not on the same line. I think MKN is going to be a nice, easy way to do it. So let's just go ahead and say points MKN. So one thing to notice here is notice how when I was writing 3 different ones, I really put those commas in between, like here, like number 7 and a number 3. However, I did not put the commas when I was naming the plane. So when you're naming the plane or a triangle or something later, you will not put commas. When you're trying to say 3 separate coordinates, 3 separate points here, that's when you make sure you put those commas in. And any non-collinears, any ones that are not on the same line, so you could have had any 3. I could have MKL, I could have had MKJ. The only thing is you could not have used the JKL because those are all on the same line. It's the only ones you couldn't use. Last but not least, name another name for JK. Just to note, like the laziest answer would be to reverse these two, because KJ, this is technically a different name for that. So that's like the laziest answer. However, I'm going to go ahead and use different letters, just because. So how about we say another name for that might be LJ. I'm going to say LJ with some arrows on top. And there you go. That's it. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys, and peace out.